Hallelujah. The Lord be with you. Our reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, I tell you, unless your righteousness surpasses that of the scribes and the Pharisees, you will not enter into the kingdom of heaven. You have heard that it was said to your ancestors, you shall not kill, and whoever kills will be liable to judgment. But I say to you, whoever is angry with his brother will be liable to judgment. And whoever says to his brother, Raka, will be answerable to the Sanhedrin. And whoever says, you fool, will be liable to fiery Gehenna. Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there recall that your brother has anything against you, leave your gift there at the altar. Go first and be reconciled with your brother, and then come and offer your gift. Settle with your opponent quickly while on the way to court with him. Otherwise, your opponent will hand you over to the judge, and the judge will hand you over to the guard, and you will be thrown into prison. Amen, I say to you, you will not be released until you have paid the last penny. The Gospel of the Lord. But I say to you, whoever is angry with his brother will be liable to judgment. I like Jesus because he's not talking around. He's not pushing the bushes like around the bushes. He goes straight to the point. You know, sometimes we just try to justify ourselves and condemn one another because of what we see and what they did. And of course, what they did and what we saw was terrible. Almost like so obvious. Yes, that person deserved to be life sentence in prison, you know. And then we have a law that we call capital sentence. Just diminish that person, no more. We can't handle that person. That person is so dangerous. But we don't deal with anger. We don't deal with how do we get that all that action out there. Jesus wanted to go straight to the point. Anger. Your anger will lead you to all the terrible actions. And it turned you into even the worst criminal. Because if you don't deal with your anger right now, your hatreds, your revenges, everything that we call turmoil, cancer in us, one day that cancer will eat us and lead us to even more terrible action. We can see it today. And so, today, my brothers and sisters, how can we live the gospel truthfully, honestly, humbly to one another and to God? Today we celebrate St. Barnabas. St. Barnabas is, like I said, I see him as like the first pastor with that Christian believers. We have to ask ourselves, if we have to compare with that first Christian today, where are we at right now? Are we fired up with the Spirit, live honestly and unconditionally, love one another, not even try to put everybody down, condemn one another, but how can we embrace one another, forgive one another, love one another? Because Jesus said, if you not surpasses the righteousness that the Pharisees and the scribes you not enter the kingdom. And I think if we use that phrase to measure and to examine our conscience, we pretty still far away from the kingdom of heaven. Because we so easily ticked off, get angry, and become critical, become judgmental, just like this. Just like this. To our own family, can you believe that? To our own loved ones, that we don't have that heart of gentleness, that heart of patience, the heart of forgiveness, the heart of embracing one another. Unless we surpass that kind of righteousness from all the appearance, we cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. And so today, my brothers and sisters, we still have a lot to do. And not just to do in a way that to justify, like go and do justice. Justice comes from here. Mother Teresa said that if you want to have peace out there, go home. Have peace with your family. Have peace with your friends. Have peace with your close people that are around you. The gospel today also taught us, if you offer the gift to the altar and you remember your brothers, it's not just out there, your brothers in your own home that against you and you against that person. Leave it there and go home and reconcile with that person first. It's more important to reconcile at home than even here. Can you believe it? And so Jesus is very practical. Go to the point. And so today, my brothers and sisters, we need to live openly, humbly. And talking about humility, I'm preparing right now for 10 virtues of Mary for the novena. Started this Tuesday. And the first virtue that St. Alphonsus pointed out for us to imitate Mary is humility. That is the beginning of the relationship, beginning of living a Christian life. So may God bless our community here and those called Christian to be humble, to be open, to live truly our vows and our faith, to love and to forgive one another. Amen.